In the Nevada desert, a dry lake bed gleams like a mirror. Above it, contrails carve white secrets into a blue sky. Some call it dreamland, others whisper, Area 51. Is it where legends are born or where they're engineered? Today, on the deep dive, we're going past the chain link fences and warning signs. We want to trace how the secret airfield shaped spycraft, stealth, and, well, our modern UFO mythology.
Right.
We're exploring its journey, from Cold War black projects to pilot sightings, pop culture, mass curiosity. We'll unpack the known facts and the questions that just won't go away, always respecting your time and curiosity.
It's a fascinating nexus, isn't it? I mean, the sheer necessity of Cold War secrecy, it didn't just hide things. It inadvertently forged this bedrock of speculation that just endures.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you wanted to build something the world wasn't ready to see, you'd start right here.
Mm-hmm.
Area 51, officially part of the Nevada Test and Training Range, is nestled there at Groom Lake. Perfect remoteness, massive natural runway.
Yeah.
Just ideal for secret operations.
And you tell almost no one, even inside the government. Its designation, Area 51, that really emerged in 1959 for Project Oxcart.
Right. Day 12.
Exactly, the Lockheed A-12 reconnaissance aircraft. Top secret. Initial construction started pretty quickly, September 1960. They built an 8,500-foot runway, basically from scratch, plus facilities for maybe 150 people to start.
What kind of infrastructure are we talking about? I mean, to support these incredibly advanced projects, how quickly did that all come together out there?
Oh, it grew incredibly fast. You're talking hangars, housing, even recreational spots.
Yeah.
They built a massive fuel farm, too, for the A-12's special JP-7 fuel, held over 1 million gallons.
Wow.
And this wasn't just any fuel. JP-7 was unique, very stable, designed for the extreme heat of Mach 3 plus flight. But the core identity, that was always ironclad security, strictly need to know.
Right.
The CIA even briefed the head of the FAA, made sure any A-12 sightings were reported in writing, never over the radio.
Talk about extreme compartmentalization. I've heard stories, maybe apocryphal, about film reels being edited.
Oh, that's right. Apparently, images of Groom Lake were literally cut out of reconnaissance film rolls before photo interpreters without the right clearance could see them.
Incredible.
But this level of secrecy, vital as it was, it had its downsides. Some former Area 51 employees actually sued the Air Force, alleged illegal handling of toxic materials.
And the government's response, that was the state secret's privilege, wasn't it?
Precisely. President Clinton himself issued a determination exempting the base from environmental disclosure laws. That led to the lawsuit being dismissed. It really shows how far they'd go to protect classified operations.
Yeah, even against legal challenges like that. This relentless secrecy wasn't just about hiding a place. It was about protecting the machines that would redefine flight, redefine espionage. And at the heart of that early effort was the U-2 Dragon Lady.
The U-2 is a true game changer. High-altitude reconnaissance designed to fly above 70,000 feet. Way out of reach, supposedly, of Soviet defenses at the time.
And developing it presented some really unique challenges, right? I read something about bug spray.
Sort of. Shell Oil had to create a special low-volatility kerosene fuel, and yet was derived from petroleum byproducts normally used in their flit bug spray. It's amazing, really.
It really is, turning something mundane into crucial aerospace fuel. And the pilot suits, those pressurized suits, they influenced the space program later.
They did. The David Clark Company suits were precursors. And the intelligence from U-2 flights, absolutely critical. They got the first photos of Baikonur Cosmodrome, the Semipalatinsk nuclear site.
Which helped disprove those dangerous bomber gap and missile gap myths.
Exactly. Those myths could have fueled conflict based purely on fear. Of course, there was tragedy, too. Major Rudolph Anderson's U-2 was shot down during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
A stark reminder of the risks.
But the U-2's legacy lives on. Still used today for high-altitude observation, shuttle launch photography, even integrated with AI co-pilots now, border security.
Incredible longevity. But the U-2, amazing as it was, that was just the start. The next generation really pushed the envelope. The A-12 Oxcart and its sibling, the SR-71 Blackbird, these things were just blazing fast.
Undoubtedly. Two of the fastest, highest-flying aircraft ever built, really. Sustained Mach 3 plus cruise. The A-12 could hit 90,000 feet.
Wow.
And building them, huge challenges. 93% of the Blackbird structure was titanium alloys.
And titanium is notoriously hard to work with. How did they even manage that back then?
They basically had to invent new machining techniques, like improving drill bits so they could make maybe 100 holes before needing replacement instead of just 17.
Huge difference.
And stealth was built in from the start. They used composite plastic laminates, things like phenylsilane, silicone asbestos, fiberglass on the leading and trailing edges. The goal was a small radar signature.
And the black paint? That wasn't just for the cool nickname.
Nope. It actually helped radiate the intense heat from Mach 3 flight. Basic physics, Kirchhoff's law, good absorbers are good emitters. It kept the airframe from melting, essentially.
So these planes weren't just fast, they were designed to be sneaky, almost invisible, and that led to some interesting side effects.
Definitely. Commercial pilots often mistook the A-12 for a UFO.
You can see why.
Its shape, the speed, that titanium body reflecting sunlight way up high. To a farmer, these shapes looked alien.
To an engineer, they were math-made metal.
Right. And this accidental UFO perception, it actually served as pretty good cover for the real black projects going on.
Yeah.
And speaking of stealth, we can't forget the F-117 Nighthawk.
The first operational stealth aircraft.
Conceived and first flown right there at Area 51. That radical faceted design, first tested in '81, it proved the true power of low observability. Changed air combat forever.
So Area 51 wasn't just building these birds, it became the ultimate training ground too, especially with captured Soviet jets. This is the whole dogfighting the MiGs chapter.
Know thy enemy by actually flying it. That was the idea. Starting in the late 60s, Area 51 got its hands on various Soviet aircraft. One of the earliest and really impactful was Project Have Donut.
Oh, not. Okay.
It involved a MiG-21, an Iraqi pilot, Munir Redfa, defected with it to Israel in '66, and Israel loaned it to the U.S.
So they put the MiG-21 up against, what, the F-4 Phantom in mock dogfights? What did they find out?
Well, initially the finding was they were surprisingly evenly matched, which led to a huge realization. The pilot's skill was the real difference maker.
Ah, so it wasn't just about the tech.
Not at all. It showed that even with advanced machines, the human element training, adaptability that was decisive, they learned specifics too, like the MiG-21 turned tighter at lower speeds, but the F-4 needed to keep its speed up.
Right.
With the older MiG-17, they learned the F-4 could just accelerate at a gun range.
How did these direct hands-on lessons translate into actual training changes? Did it make a measurable difference?
Absolutely. These top-secret MiG programs at Area 51, they were a direct catalyst for creating the Navy Fighter Weapons School. Top Gun in 1969.
Wow. Okay.
And the results were clear. The Navy's air combat kill ratio in Vietnam shot way up. The Air Force, which was maybe slower to adopt similar training, saw only a slight improvement. Direct experience reshaping doctrine.
While Area 51 is engineering the future of air combat, there's this other mystery simmering, right? An older one from the Southwest that becomes tangled up with Area 51 in the public mind. Roswell.
Ah, Roswell. July 1947. Debris found near Roswell, New Mexico. And the fascinating part is the military's own first press release called it a flying disc.
Which they then walked back very quickly.
Very quickly. The official explanation became just a radar tracking balloon. End of story. Or so they hoped.
But decades later, the classified explanation emerged. Project Mogul.
Right. Project Mogul was this highly secret U.S. effort. Used arrays of balloons, radar reflectors, acoustic sensors, all designed to try and monitor Soviet nuclear tests from the upper atmosphere. A 1995 GAO report looked into it, found no CIA docks on Roswell, and concluded Mogul was the most likely source of that debris.
Still, the story persisted. Eyewitness testimony, like Jesse Marcel Jr.'s, he was just a kid then, but he always maintained he saw and handled this weird I-beam fragment.
He did. His description was consistent over decades. Metallic, extremely light, hard to bend, and definitely not balsa wood, which he knew from model building.
And he did his own tests later, right? Comparing his memory to actual balsa wood.
Yes, and what's compelling is his conclusion. He decided the I-beam must have been a ductile material, something that bends or deforms under stress, doesn't just shatter, which, is crucial for crash-worthy aircraft design. He suggested it could have been part of a powered aircraft or maybe something being towed.
And he was adamant it was entirely metal, no paper, which contradicts the official photos showing debris that looked like foil-backed paper.
Exactly. That contradiction, the changing stories, the unusual described materials, it's the perfect fuel for conspiracy theories. When explanations change, legends harden.
Right.
And even if you accept credible witnesses saw things that are genuinely hard to explain, the official balloon story remains tough for some people to swallow.
Right.
Then you have books like Philip Corso's The Day After Roswell.
Claiming it was definitely extraterrestrial.
Right. Though that book got mixed reviews, lots of critics pointed to embellishments and conjecture, but it fed the mythology.
So Roswell, whether balloon or something else entirely, it became this cultural touchstone, a kind of sacred shrine, as some put it, a modern myth. Which brings us back to how Area 51 itself got woven into pop culture.
It's that classic feedback loop again, isn't it? The genuinely strange appearance of secret prototypes like the A-12, that wide disc-like shape, the titanium reflecting sunlight way up high.
It looked like a UFO.
It absolutely did, especially to commercial pilots who'd never seen anything like it. So these real sightings of secret aircraft inadvertently reinforce the UFO narrative, actually helping maintain secrecy for the black projects. Unintended camouflage, you could say.
And then fast forward to 2019 and you get the whole Storm Area 51 thing. Millions of people RSVPing on Facebook. That was something else to watch.
It really was. The Air Force had to issue warnings. The FBI visited the organizer. It eventually morphed into this alien stock festival idea because, well, the nearby town of Rachel, population 54, just couldn't handle millions of people.
Right, avoiding a Firefest scenario.
Exactly. And in the end, only a few thousand actually showed up. Still the biggest crowd Lincoln County had ever seen.
But the vibe was more festival than invasion, right?
Yeah.
Costumes, memes.
Very much so. Alien themes everywhere, people having fun, lots of Peppy the Frog heads for some reason. It showed how online curiosity could spill into the real world. But, cautiously, it helped the local economy briefly, but cost the county government quite a bit. Ultimately, we didn't storm the fence, we stormed the internet.
And Hollywood naturally keeps the mystery alive. Zero Dark 30 put the stealth helicopters for the Bin Laden raid at Area 51.
Even though that might be dramatic license.
Right. It plays into that popular image secret base, maybe something more sensational hidden away. Some lights are ours, some might not be.
Which is why skepticism is so important. Skepticism isn't cynicism, it's patience. When you encounter these extraordinary claims, especially around places like Area 51 or events like Roswell, the need for solid evidence is just paramount.
So how do we apply that critical toolkit? What can we learn from, say, Jesse Marcel Jr.'s approach, even if we don't know exactly what he saw?
Well, his methodical approach is a great example. Always go back to the physical evidence, if you have it. What are its properties? How does it behave? He focused on weight, bend resistance, how it fractured. He applied basic material science principles, concluding it was ductile, not brittle wood, consistent with crash-worthy design. And then there's witness credibility, his detailed memory, his ability to distinguish materials over time.
But verifying these things, especially historical claims or materials, is incredibly complex.
Oh, absolutely. How materials fail depends on so many factors. Load, duration, temperature, stress type. Real-world failures aren't always like simple lab tests. And when you look at accounts like Corso's book, you have to ask about potential embellishments and conjecture. You need corroboration, multiple sources.
So it boils down to show us the wreckage, the data, the metallurgy.
Until then, fascinating.
Yeah.
And unproven.
Area 51 really is where aerodynamics met imagination, where the U-2, the Blackbird, stealth technology, they quietly changed history. And in that quiet, our own hunger for answers filled the silence with stories. Maybe the greatest secret isn't alien tech. Maybe it's just this. Human curiosity is a propulsion system all its own.
That's a great way to put it. And that curiosity, that drive to understand the unknown, it doesn't stop at our atmosphere, does it? It pushes outwards to the cosmos, which leads to a really interesting thought experiment, not directly tied to Area 51 facts, but related to this whole theme of secrecy and contact.
Go on.
It's sometimes called the dark forest hypothesis. It posits that if advanced civilizations are out there, when they encounter another, especially a less advanced one like us, they face a kind of trilemma.
Okay.
Option 1, introduce yourself. Risky, because you don't know their intentions. Option 2, ignore them. Also risky, you lose the initiative. Option 3, the safest, maybe. Eliminate the potential future threat and their existence. It is. But the hypothesis suggests a possible fourth way, maybe more circumstantial. If a very advanced civilization finds a less advanced one that poses zero immediate threat, they might choose to just study them, observe quietly. Determine if cooperation is even possible down the line. It's not saying aliens are at Area 51, not at all. But it makes you think about how humanity presents itself. If we are being watched, what picture do we paint?
That is definitely food for thought. A challenging perspective on our place, potentially.
Indeed.
Thank you for being on this trip with us. Stay curious, stay grounded, and stay tuned for the next one.